I need to raise the I need to raise the computer. Hold on.
Jason, open the chat window. I'll communicate through you through there because we're live now.
Okay, we're finally live. Can you guys hear me? They really don't want to put me live. I don't know what it is. I know my camera quality is not there today. Um, but let's see my hair. Let's get a hair thing. Good morning. Welcome to 2021 Benzinga. We are live in the power hour right now. We are live, live, live. Now, I'm going to do something for fun. Are you guys in the room? We have Drew Levine. Drew Levine is going to be coming on shortly. Rohan, get Drew Levine on here. Welcome back to you, Ajay, Steve Delaney, PJ Williams. What a 2020 that we had. I mean, come on. Could it get any crazier than what we've had in 2020? Markets up, everyone's up. You guys made a lot of money. Now, this year is going to be about making money, but it's also going to be about capital preservation. It's not going to always be about finding that 800% gain like we did with CLSK. Speaking of that, we have that guest coming on for the CLSK call who gave it to us for a 65% run. He'll be coming on at 1 o'clock. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time zone. Today, I'm coming to you live from Miami, Florida. Jason made it back from the dentist. All right. Yeah, that's right. That was a while ago. My camera quality is not good. Rohan is, I don't know. Now, Rohan, do you have the graphics at the bottom of the screen? What are you guys seeing on YouTube? Let's go check this out. Oh, now we got graphics. That was a good turnaround. All right. That bottom ticker, we got to make it like, you know, stock tickers and prices that are moving. But just want to say Happy New Year. Healthy one for you guys, 2021. It's an exciting year to be back. ZingerNation in full force. But this year, I want to do it differently. I want us to make money together. I want us to set up an account. I want us to grow together and make this all happen together. And no mistakes. We're going to focus and get things better. We're going to start up a fund together. We're going to do different experiments, and we're going to find ideas together. Yeah, so Alex Smith, yes, the CLSK guy is coming on shortly. My show producer is not giving me the name, and I'll go to the Twitter thing. But Drew, why is Drew not on yet? Rohan, put Drew on because it allows me then to do my other stuff. Drew, what's going on with you, man?
Not too much. Excited for the new year, watching Bitcoin fly up. How about yourself?
Listen, Drew, I'm going to ask you one more time. What's going on with you, Drew? I want to hear more energy. I want this year to be about taking 2021. I want to go harder than ever. I want you to risk stuff. You're in school, but I want you to take school to the max, take Benzinga to the max. This year is about being scared. This year is about taking risk and doing the biggest things in your entire life. At your young age of, I don't even know if you're old enough to drink yet. This is your year to get crazy, and this is my year to do the same thing. So nothing is going to be normal like it was in 2020. Everything I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scare myself. And so when I'm going to ask you, Drew, what is going on again? I want to hear some energy. I want to hear what you're thinking. Now give it to me like that, not like you're laying in bed like a college student. Let's go. Try it again.
All right. I'm living. I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited to be on the Benzinga ZingerNation show. And I'm excited for what 2021 is going to bring me. I don't know what's in store, but I'm excited to see. How about you, Jason?
And Drew, what I'm more excited about, and that's a better answer, but I'm more excited about not what 2021 is going to bring you. I'm more excited what you're going to hit back at 2021. The power that you have in your hands, being so close to this digital universe, being in school, the connections you can make. We're going full throttle, and I have ideas for you, Drew, but I haven't shared them all. But now I want to get into the stock market, and I'm doing something very interesting today. I have not opened up my account, guys. I have not opened my account since since Wednesday, I think, of last week. As we speak, I'm about to open my account and see. I know the market is down 620 in the Dow, NASDAQ down 228, S&P down 70 points. I did get a text that Tesla's up. So right now, I'm opening my account, Drew. Let's see what's going on. If I have red or green, let's go. Right now, it's opening. I need a soundboard. I don't have it. It is down 1%, so not bad. It's the highest value I've ever seen my account by far. And talk about something that's huge. CYDY. I don't know the CYDY. So here's what I got going on today, Drew. Let's see what's moving in my accounts today. Tesla, we're up a little bit. We're up about $12,000 today in Tesla. GBTC, baby. Ow, I just broke this TV. Oh, my God. Ow. I tried to put it my arm. You guys see that? I got killed. I got injured. I got injured on the show. I got injured. I have an injury timeout. Drew, take over.
Oh, no.
All right.
What
I'm
is
injury timeout. I'm back, Drew. I'm back.
You're talking grayscale. GBTC. Interesting.
Yeah.
I know you're a Bitcoin guy.
I own the regular. No, I own in Coinbase. I own in Voyager. I bought on the show live. I was tired of not owning it. I bought about 700 shares live for $15.52 of GBTC for a total of around 9,400. It is at 19,000, baby. Let's go. Oh, you know what stock has gotten killed? Holy moly! I did not know. When did Zoom get killed so much? ZM. Down at 350. What happened there?
That's interesting.
When did it get killed?
I think, we're starting to see like a little bit of a turnover in the markets, right? We're seeing airlines and other stocks start to pick up as Zoom and Peloton. I know you like that stock too, maybe starting to pinch down a little bit. What are your thoughts overall on those stocks?
So a while ago, I sold 30% of my Zoom position at 390. and it was a bad move to sell it then because it went to like 490 or whatever. And I do believe people are going to be going back into offices, and I do believe Zoom is valued in a very high market cap. I'm still a buyer of Peloton. I bought more call options of Peloton. I'm a believer in Peloton. So that's my take. Zoom is at a high valuation. So today we got, I'm going to go through a quick rendition of my account. Moderna up 5%, Curaleaf up 2%. Tesla, okay, now my positions that are down, let's do that because I can show you my positions that are up. So getting hurt today on, we have the CLSK guy coming on, so you guys will have to hear it, but I'm getting hurt most on what is this right here? Voyager, VYGVF. The stock rose like crazy. There's probably some internal selling there. I'm not surprised to see some selling on that stock. The stock has risen like crazy. People asked me last week, should I buy it? And I'm like, it's hard to buy a stock that just goes straight up like that. That's the way I look at it. Another stock that I want to put in the chat or talk about, Drew, is IMMR. Do you know IMMR?
I am not familiar with it.
Come on, where have you? Are you been sleeping under a rock?
I guess so. IMNR.
Nope, Drew. You're not in the chat. It's the YouTube chat. Hey, in the YouTube chat, please slam the like. And Drew needs to get squared together. I agree. Drew, immersion. IM is in Mary. Mary R. IMMR. It's for the remote controls for gaming. There you go, Christian Gallagher. Thank you. So IMMR was given to us by Chris Kaji at around $8. I bought a bunch of it, and then I sold some because it went to like 13 last week. So I sold half the position, but I still have half of it. Today it is getting slammed down 7.71%. So I'm not doing anything on it. I'm keeping that position the way it is. Drew, then we'll go to your 2 picks that you want to talk about, but hold on. Guys, home gamers that are listening, hit the like button or I can't talk about GAN. And I have more color on GAN, so I need that like button hit. I just need it hit. Are you hitting that like button? Okay. All right, GAN, G-A-N. I got a lot of shit for GAN in 2019, but GAN hit 1982 at the end of last year. And I'm up now 13% on GAN, and I used to complain about GAN so much. It's my biggest position in terms of what I bought in terms of cost, not total value. But now it is up 13%. I'm not selling any shares right now. I own a lot, but GAN 1982. You know, my next stop, I think it could hit 25. That's where I'm at. All right. Yes, you're right on IMMR. Went to 13.50 now down to 10. That's why I sold half. Fubo, FUBO. I am short that stock. I am short FUBO. Drew loves FUBO. I don't know why he loves it so much, but he loves it. Drew, why do you love it?
You know, streaming services, they're hot, right? Look at Netflix, killer stock. You know, maybe not the Zoom of the year, but pretty good. So Fubo, it could step its game up and really take over some market share, especially with like Hulu and other companies, you know, pretty big into live sports and stuff. Why are you short it?
So I'm short it because I think there's a lot of Momo generation on this stock. And I mean, you have Roku. I own Roku at 192. It's at 3 something. So I felt like I'm too into streaming. Benzinga TV, we're streaming, so I want to like diversify. So by shorting it, it diversifies me a little bit. Now, the one that is hurting the most, I guess Luke's not here, is Ford. It has not broken that 9 number again. And I sold most of my Ford before the end of the year because I was down a little bit. So what do you think about Ford, Drew?
I'm not a huge fan, even though, you know, it's a local company. I think there's a lot of different car companies, especially with EV, you know, getting really cooked up this year. And I don't think Ford's one to be touching right now. I think GM might even be the better option.
Okay. Mike Rao, if he knows you, he'll slam you with a machete. So be careful, okay? Just don't come to the office. Mike Rao's there. I wouldn't come because he lives and breathes Ford nonstop. So this kid, I had him on the show, and he was slamming me on Ford. All right, so we need to talk more importantly about the market sell-off right now, Drew. So can we talk about that? Why is the market selling off today?
Was there some vaccine news? I was actually looking at that right before we got on the show.
You guys ever see The Water Boy? You saw the movie The
Oh,
Waterboy Press One.
no. Don't call me a
Saw the movie
water boy.
Waterboy Press One. Any of you saw the movie Waterboy Press One? No one saw it, or my chat is just slow because I've not seen anything. Never seen the Waterboy? Adam
With
Sandler.
Adam Sandler? Yeah, of course.
What?
I've
All right.
seen it.
Drew is the co-commentator. Just says the same thing every time. All right, Drew. The market is, oh my God. So Drew, the market, why is it selling off? There's a bunch of reasons, but let's go with some of the main ones. The Senate, the Georgia Senate race, the stimulus, but the Georgia Senate race. If it flips Democrat, people are saying, taxes are going to go way up. Corporate taxes are going to go way up. If corporate taxes go way up, that affects the earnings, the future earnings of the companies you're invested in. If the future earnings, because you do by discounted cash flow method, if you value a company and their taxes are up, that means they pay more to the government. And guess what that means? Less earnings for dividends, less earnings for the stock market. So that is why you have, one of the main reasons you have the market sell off today. And other stuff, Aggie put in the link. I don't know why it's not showing. I don't know why, Aggie, I apologize. But US and China tensions. Additionally, several companies a little bit overvalued from what they should be right now, in my opinion, that don't have true fundamentals. Additionally, we're in the new year, and a lot of people didn't sell their big gains last year. So they were waiting till the new year to sell some of these big gains because they didn't want the tax for last year. So I said in the 3 days before the end of December, I go, January is going to be our biggest sell-off day of the year, like for 2020. Like I thought we were going to be down 2,000 points today. I'm actually surprised we're not down more today. So that's why I put on a few shorts on Friday or Thursday. Whenever it was, Tuesday or Thursday, I bought like a SPY short. I thought today would be down 2,000 points because I'm selling stocks that I couldn't sell. I couldn't sell last year. I couldn't sell them because I had such a profit on them, and I didn't want the taxes last year. So right now, I'm trimming some of my stocks that I have, like work. It's being bought by Salesforce, but I don't need to own all the shares. I own a boatload of work, but I didn't sell anymore because I had such a huge profit on it. So I'm selling shares of it today because of taxes. So I'm surprised we're not down more today, to be honest. That's the way I look at it, Drew. Okay, any feedback to my comments?
No, you're definitely right. I mean, that Georgia Senate race, doesn't that results come out tomorrow, or it ends tomorrow, right? So you
Yes.
won't know for a while yet. So there still could be
Yep.
some toss up for a little bit while, but those results, they're posting them live as votes come out.
Yep. So
it
I
should
just
be
sold.
interesting there.
I just sold like half my position in work Slack just now. I just sold 500 shares. So I just sold that. We're gonna have the CLSK analyst who gave us a CLSK on a while ago. I'm not selling GBTC today. I'm looking at my Kira Leaf is up today. I would have trimmed some of that, but I'm trimming today because I wouldn't want the taxes from last year. That was my main reason for that. Does that make sense to you?
Definitely. Do you think that January is going to hold more of like a red month?
It's a good question. I do think January is going to be a little bit of a red month. I do, but that's so hard to say because tomorrow we could rock it. If the Georgia swings Republican, then tomorrow there's a good chance we'll rock it. Because here's what happens. Drew. People are trying to give a reason why the market's down. So some are saying it's because of the Senate race. Some are saying it's because of this. I'm saying it's because of taxes. I know it sounds weird. So now let's just say the switch is Republican. The market, it may have been because of taxes, but because the market thought it was because of the Senate race, then tomorrow it'll rock it. So it could be an up mark. I'm just saying, and historically, as Drew, folks in the chat says, is a green month. Last year, we had such big gains in the market. So it is, we had such big gains. By having such big gains, it is really, a different year in terms of selling and taxes. Okay. So we're going to have a guest come on, Drew. Do you know the guest?
I do not.
Okay. So is the guest on? I guess Rohan is hosting. Guest, come on. Are we in BNGO today? Is it bingo? What is BNGO? Are we playing bingo? Do you know this one, Drew?
I've heard of it. It sounds very familiar. I think that
Oh
was
my God,
popping
up
off last
100%,
week.
up 100%. What is going on there? We missed that one. See that one?
I do. Is it a pharmaceutical company? I believe
No,
so.
genomics play. Yep,
Interesting.
genomics. Wait, Rohan, is the guest on? Oh yeah, the guest is here. Hello, can you hear us?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you. Can you?
Yep, we can hear you loud and
Oh,
clear. Where are
hi.
you
Good
coming
morning
from
and
today?
Happy New Year.
Good morning, happy New
Where
Year
are
to
you?
you.
Yeah,
I'm in
I am
Miami.
I
Go
am in
ahead.
California, San Jose,
Oh,
the
so it's
famous Bay
around
Area, Silicon Valley.
9:30. So do you have
Yeah.
some like next door neighbors that work like at Google and Facebook and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, yes, yes. We all are surrounded by all of these, and live in the neighborhood of all of these companies. Cisco, Google, Apple, Netflix. So yeah.
Got it. And so what do you do?
As usual, I was also also in IT. And then I took my break after my second one was born. And this stock market has always, caught my interest. So during that break, I started digging deeper and I realized that maybe this is my first love. So, uh, so I think I kind of stuck to it and haven't gone back to my job. So that says,
Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to something that you tweeted today. Okay. So
yeah.
her Twitter is NARGIS 007. Do you like that movie 007? You know the whatever it is, James Bond. Are you a big James Bond fan?
Actually, truly speaking, I haven't seen much of his movies until I met my husband. Actually, I haven't seen much of any movies until I met my
Is your
husband. So
husband wait, is your husband James Bond?
no, 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 he's not. But he did introduce me to movies and lighter entertainment in life.
Yeah.
So we had an email ID which went to 007, and then this was like, okay, you discover things, and also I was looking for a ID, so 007 matched with that, research temperament. So it stuck, and it's kind of easy to remember. So
No, I agree. Well, you have a lot of fans of you that I've seen through the years and on the chat right now. But the first thing I wanted to ask you about was this. Donald J. Trump tweeted, finished off the year with the highest stock market in history, setting records with your 401ks, just like I said you would. Congratulations to all. And then you wrote, hope you guys have some hedges in place. The expert has spoken.
yes.
Okay, so what is your take? 2021, 2020. Let's hear your take. And then we can go into individual stocks and etc.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen my Twitter or not, but yes, the S&P
Oh
is
yes,
my running thread. Yeah. So there I generally post my outlook on, the short term everyday numbers versus the bigger numbers in terms of where it must be going. So when we went down to 2174 or something, the low of March, sorry. So that time, when I recalculated the number, it came out that we will retest the highs to around at least one price cycle 3249. And it did that, and it broke out of that. So to me, that said that now at least the indices are looking to fire a higher cycle, which corresponded to 4489. Okay, and I said 3845 will be the half cycle, and we ended the year around that number, within 25 to 50%, right, of the extension. And that's why when the year ended last week, I had taken some hedge in terms of shorts to protect my longs, because I felt that this should relax. And I had tweeted also that I'm looking for SPY to at least come down to 68, 368, if not lower. So to relax the pressure, at least, as long as it holds 3721, 3701, it should retest the high. But I think today we retested the scene of the crime, 3661. And if this holds, we will retest the high back. As long as my number of the breakout 3249 is holding, that full price cycle of 4489 or the 100% retrace from 2174, which is 4545, still holds true. So my line in the sand is 3249 as of now.
So how did you get that first high estimate? It sounds like you're using a lot of technical analysis. That's awesome. But it's a new high. So how did you figure out, that we would test that first high?
So because I do price cycles, I follow GAN. So based on that, I do price cycles. So when I did that, so yes, I mean, I don't know if I can go in much detail of GAN, but if you do price cycles, then you know that once a certain level is broken, either downside or upside, it will go towards a certain cycle number. So when it broke 3137, I guess, then I knew that it is going much lower. And then I think that last time it did 2 or 3 price cycles, and that was coming a nice low around 2200, 2209 or something. It poked a little bit lower than that. And it was obviously getting oversold, and it was coming to a price cycle confluence. And Dow is a very good indicator when such things happen in terms of crashes. So Dow had also reached a very good low in terms of price cycle. So that looked to be a very good bottom around that time. But if it had broken that low, then I was looking at much lower, 1800, 1500. But then I guess it held the 2. I think, if I'm not wrong, it was 3 price cycles. Yes. And then it reversed viciously. I'm not sure if I was for. Oh, I don't think. I mean, we're not sharing the screen or anything, correct?
You're
No, I don't.
you're welcome to
I
share
don't
your
think
screen
so.
if you'd like.
Do you want to
No,
share
no,
a
no,
screen?
that's no,
Chart?
that's
You want to show
fine.
a
I
chart?
I was not aware. Sure, this is a new platform for me, so I was just a little bit. So I have been talking about that XPX megaphone for some time, but currently seeing this has gone above the trend line for this. Now it all depends, it stays above the trend line or not, or if it comes back into the trend line, then we may still have some bearishness. Else, if it comes down to the trend line and goes back up, then we are back in business for more highs. But as of now, I was tracking that XPX megaphone, and that had given a nice also a jump to come down to the bottom as well. Around XPX was around 2191, 92. Yeah, so it fell on the and that's where it bounced, and it was a very V back. I think I've mentioned this before as well in my tweets, that the V is getting more sharper, coming down as well, going up. The distance between the angle is reducing every single time. When it goes up or goes down. So let's see what happens around this 3752, 3845 area. Then if we take out 3783 or so, then 3845 trades, and after that I think another 50 or 60 points high. Let me just recheck. 3907 we take out, and we are definitely going to at least try for 4489. As long as 3289 holds, we are still good to go upwards.
Awesome.
As of now, I still consider this as pressure relaxing.
So yeah, so you kind of answered the question I was actually about to ask next. So one of our viewers was wondering, especially with that tweet coming out Are you adding any, hedges in your portfolio? It sounds like you're still mostly long. What's like the time horizon that you're kind of looking out for in your current
So yes,
position?
as I said last week, I had some hedge. So in IWM, SPY, and QQQ, I bought puts for those because I knew that whatever number it'll hit, it closed on the high on Friday, not Friday, whichever was the last day trading last week. It closed at the high, but I still had my hedge considered. And then today it opened higher, and I was like, yeah, that's still within the range. And after the open, it didn't even hit the overnight high, 73 or something, and started coming down. So my hedges were in place. I had Nvidia long, which I got stopped out. I had Costco long, that on my own, because the debit spread had doubled. So I said, you know what, why why not take good profit? I could always re-enter. My hedges were working good. I still have longs, actually. I have Amazon Butterfly. I have what else do I have? I have PLTR calendar, and I have Netflix call calendar. So right now they are hurting because everything is down, but my hedge is there to cover it. Plus I trade the future ES and XPX. So those compensate for as my hedge. As well as XPX, I do credit spreads all the time, 3 times a week. XPX expires, so those work great for short term, what do you call, daily income or so. So that works great for me, and it compensates for the if there is a long exposure, or if like for example, I know that ES may be landing at support right about now, so I'll sell a XPX put credit spread for a credit, and then write it up, or at least let it expire, or at least 50% profit in that. So yeah, that works.
Awesome. So it sounds
Hello, are
like
you
you're
there,
trading.
anybody? Sorry.
Can you hear? Or is we're still there?
Yeah, you can hear it. Go ahead.
Yes, I
All right.
could. Sorry, it
Come
was
on,
too
Drew.
So
silent, I thought.
No,
no
no,
worries,
no.
no
Drew,
worries.
Marcus, Drew has these long pauses. I think he's like an old man with these long, drawn out pauses. He's not as quick as you. So, Drew, give it to her. Go. Ask the question you want. Come on, baby.
So you're trading a lot of credit spreads, it sounds like, and
Yes.
debit spreads. What makes you decide, I'll trade a credit spread here or I'll trade a debit spread here? Obviously, they could both be bullish or bearish depending on if you pick puts or calls. But
Yes.
what makes you decide maybe pick a credit spread versus a debit spread?
So I do the debit spread generally when I see, like, for example, it was Nvidia, right? So I knew that QQQ was around an inflection point. It is kind of at a resistance around 312. ES was also arriving around the same number. So uh, just buying calls would have, made me lose more in case today happened, right? But the credit spread would be a little bit more softer in terms of losing the value. But today, Nvidia did the opposite. It went up nicely. So I was okay. And then the credit spread generally for stocks when I sell, like, for example, I had sold it for ZS when it was going up. And Baidu, sorry, I had sold the credit spread because I know decay going it, and sometimes I have call as well as the PCS, or I have puts as well as the CCS, so that compensates, and or at least help me compensate for the theta decay in a straight position. So generally that's I do. Generally I've been playing less of straight calls and attaching a little bit more of CCS or PCS to my directional uh, this thing, because it just helps. And extra helps compensate, because what's happening is it'll today these days stocks are pushing one big move up, and then it sells off, or it comes down, or waste a lot of time going sideways. So that credit spreads helps that decay in case there is. So
Awesome. Yeah. So we also have another question coming from the chat. They said, like, how do you decide where to place stop losses, right? That's a huge problem. People get
oh
stopped out
yeah.
early. What makes you decide, this is a good spot to place a stop, and maybe also you can add how you pick your entries as well.
Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, I do price levels, right? So generally my entries are around those levels, so which is very close to either support or the resistance. Okay, so your stop losses are just below that. Then if you get stopped out, then that's not much of a hurt actually. And so generally give a little bit of cushion, because say for example today Fubo is coming down. That was one stock which was brought to my attention, and a lot of long, and I said this 62, this thing is either going to max out or going to go sideways, because it's a straight line. And then it came down, and folks in the people I talked to and all that, people who follow me, they were all asking, should I buy? And I was like, wait for 25 to come. And today it did land to 25, I think. Yes. And that's also a 200-day support. Now you long with a stop below, close below 200-day. But also keep in mind that it has been selling for a few days and it is getting oversold, and 200-day is a good support, but you may get stopped out if you could keep the stop loss very close. So give it a day or two to shake some more hands, giving the if it goes below 200-day, and then it should bounce from there. So little bit of understanding of where the stock is coming, where it is landing, and what is happening around there in terms of the journey, that should help you decide whether to stay in or exit at that time. For Fubo, yes, so the expectation is it's hitting 200-day and now it should bounce and it go up, but that generally doesn't happen always. It can it can trick you a little bit, just to maybe of those positions. But if you're a little bit more patient with the stop loss, then you maybe get rewarded well. We have played a few things like that, like Dish had done that, and we did that. And a couple I think Snow had come down around 259 or so, and we took that, and that thing went to 400. So once you realize that a certain thing is coming to a good stop or a good resistance, a little bit room to jiggle.
Oh, awesome.
Room to jiggle.
So,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. So one of the hottest stocks for Benzinga, we like GAN, we like a lot of stocks here, but one stock that's very controversial is NIO. Someone in the chat was asking.
I had it on the screen before you said it. Isn't that pretty good? We are sharing the screens now, so users can see the charts in a second. Rohan will put you back on. Go ahead with your question, Drew, and then she can talk the stock.
Awesome. Yeah, so Jason kind of can read my mind too. He's an amazing guy. But NIO is a hot stock, EV. Maybe what's your kind of outlook for Tesla too?
Yes, actually, NIO, I remember. NIO, I remember this one was, I think last year or some lot of time ago, definitely 1 year back or so, when it was around $5 or so. At that time, I had given a buy for this, and a few of the folks in my chat room had bought this around 5, and then they added a little bit more, and then after 12 or 13 or after 11, I think, I'd given another buy, and then I asked them to exit around 50 or 51. I said exit there because it is completing a price cycle and it should come down. What was the high for that? It went to 57. Yeah, correct. So it took out the price cycle high by a little bit, and now it is retesting that. So yes, I do like this stock, but you have to look at it I look at it at price cycle completion. It completed a price cycle around 50, 51. So that was my exit point. And for it to fire high, then I would look at above 57 or close to 60 to reset the cycle. I will recalculate the price cycle and post it if folks are interested for NIO. I think I'd posted in my group. I'll have to go look for it. But it has to cross over 57 now for me at least to fire the higher cycle. Then it's going quite a bit higher. I'll post the numbers.
Awesome. So we also had another question kind of asking about what type of indicators you use. Someone was wondering, do you use RSI to make trading decisions, or are there any other big indicators that you like?
RSI I generally use to track the health of the stock, especially on weekly and monthly. That will give you a good idea of, if your trend is still holding the strength going forward, right? So if, so see, when the price cycle for NIO was hitting 50s, 51, the RSI was 92. Yeah. So that also gives strength to me, telling that, okay, it is reaching my price cycle and it is very, very overbought at RSI 92. So that is something where you should be very cautious, protect your profits. The least you could do is protect your profits. Put a stop loss at a certain good number, which you are comfortable profits in parts. But one of the things which I have noticed or observed, if I can say so, is all the all the matured stocks like indices, of course, they are there, they are the markets. But the matured stocks like Amazon, Google, Netflix, all these mature who have been there in the market for quite some time, they still follow the RSI properly on weekly and monthly, at least in some 80s. Some 80s they go and they are overbought and they'll shed. But the newer generations, as I call them, newer generation, because I don't know what else to call them, like, these Fubos, these Neos, and these XPEVs, all these different things, they are not honoring the RSI at least until 90s. So they get fired more higher when they are getting overbought on the monthly, right? So that is one thing to say. That's why I say, this will shoot a little bit more higher because the RSI is overbought. So it may fire higher a few more points, or at least one more price cycle before and then suddenly it will give off 50%. So this is what I've observed the behavior for the newer stocks, and the older stocks are still behaving there like that. And in terms of indicators, I generally use 10 SMA and 200 day to have a reference of where the price is. Okay, so in terms of SPY, I generally track it where the price is. So today the price has gone down below 10-day on SPY, on IWM, on DIA, on QQQ. And if we close below, then and all of them are closing at the same time, are down below 10-day at the same time. So if they all close below, then there is definitely bullishness in the market. We will see a follow through to, say, SPY 361 area and QQQ to early 300s or so. And that is a good thing in my opinion, because these have not come down in a long time to at least to the mean, right? To relax the pressure on the daily, so that there are good buy levels coming in. And generally I use EMAs. If I have to, again, I generally use them as to get the health of where the price is right now, on a longer term basis, on a daily charts, or a weekly chart, or a monthly chart. But generally I just follow price cycles, which doesn't even, I don't need a chart for that actually. But a picture is a far better thing to see than just to calculate in your head or on a paper. So I use the chart. But technically I wouldn't be using a chart, or I don't need a chart or pictorial this thing. If I'm doing price cycles, I know if it is at this number, above this it will do this, below this it will do this. So that's how I do it mostly.
Yeah, guys, so make sure we're killing it out here. So make sure you guys drop a like on the video. We're killing it. We're teaching you guys a lot about how to look at these stocks. So make sure you hit us with a like. It looks like we're killing it in the comments. A lot of questions as well. So if you guys have any more questions, make sure you drop those.
She's truly an expert. People like, I'm new to you, but I've been following you on Twitter for a while, but you have definitely a following. You have a passionate audience. So whatever you're doing it right. I mean, you know what you're doing, and it's impressive. So thank you for coming on the show. Is there any words you want to say before we end the segment? Because you definitely, we'll cut this to a separate clip. Our video editors are listening, but you've definitely brought intelligence to the Power Hour. Definitely increased our
Thank
IQ.
you. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year, all my audience. Thank you for following me and giving me the encouragement to be a better analyst or a trader or whatever. I like to help people, and I've been doing that. One thing I would tell everyone is the price cycle thing, which I've explained how the newer stocks are doing. They rush more when they are overbought. So only thing I'm saying, and have a plan when you want to take a profit, when you want to take a loss, and just try to take your profit, say 1/3 or in half, so at least it is protected, if not everything. We are in a volatile environment, and yes, definitely is a juncture where it is at a deciding point or at what it wants to do. So sometimes when your net exposure is very long, a cheap hedge always helps for days like today. So yeah, so stay safe,
Yep.
trade good, hope everyone comes out as a winner from this COVID situation, and our jobs and our incomes are safe.
Yep. And we put your Twitter name in the chat. And will you come on again in the future?
Yes, definitely. Why not? I mean, this trading business is very lonely, So if sometimes talking to people or talking to you, it helps sitting at home. This is my way of socializing.
I get it. I get it. I'm actually from Detroit, but I stayed in Florida for a few extra days to do some meetings, and I'm literally in my hotel room all day, like just all day sitting here, and I'm lonely. I feel like the world, like I have no idea what's going on out there, and so like talking to the community is
Yes.
awesome.
Yes,
so
definitely.
I like it. Yep. So all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a
Yep.
lot, and have a nice day, all of you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Drew, she knows her stuff. Nargis, I'm following Nargis 007. She knows her stuff on technicals and selling and indices. I really like the indice discussion, what she looks at and how she protects it. And what I think she covers her basis, meaning she's not going to lose too much on one, deal versus my screen share is still on there telling me. See, this, I got to get these guys. They're going to blame it on me, but really, I turned the screen share off, but it says toggle. Okay, I hit it toggle. I turned screen share off, mister. I just didn't hit the word toggle, okay? Aaron Thomas. All right. So indices, I'm not an expert on. I'm a fundamental stock trader. You know that, Drew. I mean, I'm the best fundamental stock trader in the world. There's a reason for that. I'm just kidding, Billy Big D. I know he's going to take me out of context and say, hey, I'm better than you. But I'll take you, Billy Big D, if you want to challenge us in January. So I liked it. What did you think about the interview?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about, futures and indices as well. It's a huge thing to add to your trading arsenal. And I think she had some really interesting stuff to say about price cycles and all that. And I was learning a lot, actually, just by being part of the show.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying to you, if you could think your methods, you could think your stuff, and we're all we're so smart, or we know this, or we know that. The truth is, there's always someone else out there doing something a little different, Drew. And because of that, it's good to listen. I'll tell you exactly. I was up, I think, 240% last year. Okay. Now that's percentage gains, but my monetary gains should have been larger. I didn't trade my conviction high bets with higher dollar amounts, the right size call options. So Upwork was a conviction one that went up, 60%. Work was Dunkin' Donuts, Express Spa. I have several others, Tesla. I should have made $6 million on Tesla. I made a lot of money in relative terms, but in most relative terms, let's say, I guess it all depends. But if I'm hanging down at the pool where I'm at right now, everyone's a billionaire, so I don't know. Who's writing that kind of thing? It's on my phone, Drew. Smart people think they know it all. Wise people know they don't know shit. Exactly. So I don't know why I got because it's a swear word. But so Damon just put this, Drew. This is exactly the right thing to say. I'm going to read it to you. Smart people think they know it all. I think he meant to write no, but he wrote they know it all. But I think he meant no. Wise people know they don't know shit. and that is basically the truth. So on my phone, I have a screenshot of when I sold Amazon shares for $10 a share. With brokerage commissions, it was $2 a share. So that Amazon I sold for $2,600, Drew, would be worth $3.4 million today if I never sold it. Okay. Let's just say I forgot that account existed, which I've done with other accounts. If I forgot that account exists, which I've done recently with other accounts, I literally would have $3.4 million in my account. So I keep that there because no matter what, no matter what I do with the stock, no matter what happens next year or this year, or if I'm up, whatever, I look at Amazon. I sold for $2,400. If I never sold those shares, that's $3.4 million in my account. So that's reality. So never be too smart. So Drew, next we have on Jack Hurley, who's going to be talking CLSK. He gave it to us. It had a wild run, then selling off today a bit, or more than a bit. We're down 8%, but since we've got it, we're up 50%. I bought it with an extra zero by accident, and then Jack Hurley challenged me. If I sold it, let him know and he'll buy my shares. So, it's Raz did have 1,000 shares of it was 600 shares. It was not 1,000. It was 600. So I did have a 600 shares back of Amazon. I bought it back eventually at 540 and 240, but it took some time. Okay, so Alex Smith, how did Gary change your life? Alex Smith, what do? You like David Goggins, Jocko Willing? Love to hear you saying that. So, we can get Jocko on. I know Jocko. We'll bring him on. But you said that Gary and Goggins changed your life. Alex, can we get a photo, man? Are you ripped? Are you like David Goggins? Do you look like Drew? Because Drew's ripped. He can lift 400 pounds. So
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I don't know if you're seeing the chat. Hey, guys, there's 71 likes and 240 people in the chat. Just for 1 second, hit a damn like. We got Jack Hurley coming on in a second. Do we have him ready yet? What do our moderators say? What does Rohan say?
So we had Jack a moment ago, but he's disconnected, so we're trying to get him back on.
Why is he disconnected? Are you calling him a disconnected kind of guy? What's your deal?
Jason,
Rohan,
I'm not sure, but I'm working on it. Let's get Aaron to fix this.
Yeah, let's get him internet. Like, why don't you want Jack Hurley to have internet? The guy has over, he's given us CLSK. I'll tell you what he gave us. I bought it the day he told us. I bought it after he appeared, guys. I never trade ahead. You guys get the stuff first. I don't want to ever be thinking like that. So Miami's great. It's great. Saw our friend Dave Portnoy 2 days ago from Barstool. Said hello. Everyone's right here. Does anyone have Jack Hurley contact info? I have Jack Hurley contact info. Why don't you guys just ask me? You guys should just go in the chat. Are you disconnected? 1 second, guys. Coming on. All right. Come on, Drew. Say some stuff.
All right. I know some people are already asking about Palantir. I know Jack actually just tweeted about it an hour ago. He's grabbing calls with both hands. I know Jason's going to say I sound like a broken record because I do. I love Palantir. And I think, I thought about buying calls, some long-dated calls. It could be a move, I really think. I know Jason's also a long-term call guy, but I don't know if he's feeling that way about Palantir.
So I'm not in Palantir. I feel like I missed out. Is it too late is the question. If Jack is still buying, it sounds like I didn't miss out. It sounds like I should buy it. And that's interesting. You love Palantir. You've been loving it since you were born. When you came out of the womb in the morning, when you were born, instead of crying, were you yelling, Palantir, Palantir? I feel like that's how much you love it.
Yeah, I think I was saying Palantir or something like Tesla. One of those two stocks, probably.
I was saying Tesla. I was saying Elon. Come on, I want to go visit Elon. I've owned Tesla for 5 years now, dude. My Tesla buys are whatever. But CLSK, we bought it at, so the room knows, $17.13. I bought an extra zero of shares, and it was a big share buy. But then I wimped out a little bit, guys. I got to be honest. I sold some of the shares before the the huge run, but I still kept a decent amount, and so it's up 55%. We can get Elon on the show. Oh, I got news. I got news for the show. I have huge news. Huge news. You guys ready? Before Jack comes on, I got huge news for the show. You guys ready? I need a drum roll, Rohan. I want a loud-ass drum roll. I want one more. It's worth it. Go ahead. Thank you. I'm going to read something from my phone. I send New Year's messages, guys. That's just what I do. And this one is from our friend. We're going to show some screenshots, okay? How can I show my screen? Hold on, my iPhone. I have an iPhone, no advertisement. Okay, you guys see who this one's from? Who's it from?
Ooh, Kathy?
Kathy who?
That's Kathy? Kathy Wood.
That's the text message. Now let's go read the text. You guys
That's
ready?
Wild. That was worth maybe 4 drum rolls.
No, I'm not done yet. Hold on. I don't know why this is so blurry. I mean, Rohan, you better get this unblurry for the next thing.
We see you clearly, Jason. It's just you who it looks blurry for.
Oh, yeah, can you read my text then?
Yep, we see it.
Read it then to me.
Your phone just went dark.
It's a little shaky, but it says, thank you very much, Jason. I am copy Lisa. Is that the message you want me to read?
Okay, I'll read it. I don't know why it's so hard. Copy Lisa, we committed to an interview. I want to keep the promise. Wishing you and your family a wonderful new year, Kathy. And Kathy will be coming on the Power Hour, Raz Report, combined show. And you guys will hear all Kathy's methods, methodologies. And what I want to do right now is, can I share an open document? So whoever wants to ask Kathy Wood questions, tomorrow we'll have it ready. We're going to have a thing where you can ask questions. I'll have your name next to it. If we ask one of your questions, you get something. But Kathy Wood is coming on for an hour. Okay? That is official. All right? Just wanted you guys to know you guys are excited. So if you'd like, tweet to Kathy Wood. Say, we look forward to you coming on with Jason Raznick for the show or whatever. Feel free to do that. But without further ado, we're going to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, and now a friend, I think, although we haven't hung out in person. So, but I guess in this world it's all virtual. Jack Hurley! And his Twitter is @_JacksCapital. That's not GACKS because he doesn't play blackjack. He doesn't know how to. Eventually I'll teach him. His Twitter name is @_JAX. JAX, X is in xylophone, capital, CAPITAL. Jack's Capital gave me CLSK, and I'll never forget it. We should play that clip. I think we have a separate clip. But when he gave it to me and I bought it, I bought an extra 0 of shares, and I was like a little nervous. And then I said at the end of the show, I'm going to sell those shares, you know, and Jack said before the show ended, he's like, Jason, call me for whatever. Whenever you sell those shares, I'll buy them to you just to prove that you're wrong. And so far, Jack has been right. And I did sell some of the shares. I didn't call him because I didn't want to bother him. He's a busy man. But I kept most of the shares, and I'm up a small 55% in like 3 weeks. So Jack Hurley, we are happy to have you on, and I'm going to shut the F up to hear what you have to say about CLSK and whatever else that is you do. We love you, Jack. Go ahead.
Hey, Jack, I noticed that we're not getting your audio. Are you muted?
Oh, that's not good. Now audio, Jack. Come on, Rohan, Aaron. Do you guys want to be in the penalty box? We have Jack effing Rohan. Jack effing Hurley on. Jack, try again. No, I don't hear anything. What are you guys doing here? Come on, Aaron and Rohan. Make it easy for Jack, or I'm going to jump off this hotel because I can't take it. Send me to the Ritz, send me to the W or the One Hotel because I'm going to throw this phone. You know this thing here, guys. We'll do this wherever, whatever thing. Nope, we're not doing it. You got Jack working now?
No,
Aaron,
Jack.
come on.
No, Jack,
what's up?
Jack, are you on your phone? If not, can you leave and rejoin?
Oh, my God. All right, guys, I'm about to get pissed. Taking this phone from this place. See the phone? It's time to get rid of this thing. We need Jack on. I'm going to throw this cord off. It's ridiculous.
I think you gotta go for the TV first. It
I
already
already
hit
busted
you.
up that TV. You saw that. I just
Yeah, you
unplugged
gotta
the
take
phone.
it out.
Here's the phone. We're at this expensive hotel or whatever you want to call it, and I'm throwing it across the window. I need Jack on. Oh!
That'd be a great TikTok clip.
Oh, that would be. But Josh, Kitai, we're live on the air. Anything important? We're live on the air on the Benzinga Power Hour. Anything important? Anything trading?
No, nothing important right now.
All right, we're in Miami, live on the air. If you want to come on the show, feel free, or go to youtube.com and type in Benzinga, and you'll see us live. It's a whole show. It's a whole party. All right, I'll see you at the bar later, okay? Make sure you get us in. All right. Okay, so that was him. All right, I got the phone. Is Jack Hurley? I really want to throw this phone against the window. You know, they do give me a lot of alcohol, but I'm not. Oh, my room is such a mess, but I'll show them. See?
It's truly a power hour. There's some nice bottles. Not that I would know.
I'm getting pissed. I'm going to start popping these things, you know?
Jack, quick note while we're troubleshooting this. Do you have the chat window open? It should be at the bottom bar of the video call interface.
Hey, who's talking right now? Is that you, Rohan?
That is Rohan. Yes, that's me.
So, okay. So, hold on. Let me say one thing. Rohan, you need to get a microphone where you sound like Gary Delabate or Baba Booey. When you come in, it sounds like you're not with us. Like, you need to have a microphone that does that, okay? Like an intercom microphone.
I might be a little lame here, but I'm not exactly sure who that is or what you were referencing.
You don't know who Gary Delabate is, Baba Booey?
Can't say I do.
You're not a little lame. You're very lame.
Wow.
You really are. Like, seriously. It's like he talks on an intercom. You know that intercom thing I have, that microphone thing, the speaker thing? It's like he talks on that. You know that red and white thing that I yell on and stuff?
So I'd just be like, this is Rohan coming on.
No, it's like you're in a tunnel. I mean, you guys know Rohan sounds like a corpse husband. What the heck does that mean, dude? Someone just called me a corpse. But I didn't throw the phone, but I really wanted Jack on. It was a moment. And everyone's yelling at you, Rohan. Rohan screwed it up. Don't do it. Phone out the window. I didn't throw the phone. I really wanted to, but then I was thinking you guys will show it and share it, and then this hotel won't let me stay here again. So that's why I didn't do it. That was the reason. I would have done it because I was really pissed. I would have paid for it too. I'm not saying I wouldn't pay for it. All right. Any update on him?
I told him to text me. We're waiting on that.
We want Jack. We want Jack. We want Jack.
Maybe Jack jumped out the window. Hopefully not. There's a lot of YouTube comments going on. So I guess a lot of people are also talking about Jack Ma, another Jack. What's your thoughts on Jack Ma?
He's sweet. You know, I mean, he's sweet, but where is he?
That is the big question. Are you buying Alibaba stock?
No, but I have a close family member that owns too much of it.
Is that possible that you can own too much of Alibaba stock? Can you own too much Tesla stock?
Yeah, right now you can't.
It's up.
Is it?
It's still up. It's coming down today.
All right. So, all right. We gotta go. This is good. Come on. Is Jack Hurley coming on? If he's not, then tell me, because our listeners, deserve better. They deserve not to wait. They have to make money, and and that's it. Like, we gotta make money. We gotta make money. So yeah, that noise. Okay. So Jack Brown said he's trying again. He says, no problem. We're going to give Jack, we're going to do it for 2 more minutes or we're going to cut the show. 2 more minutes because I got to go meet with, I don't know if Gruen's listening or not. Hold on one sec. Are you listening right now? Okay, one sec, guys. Guys, are you guys trading a lot today? I told you I sold some stuff. All right. Are you trading today, Drew?
I am a little bit. I like Bitcoin where it's at. I bought a little bit as it's kind of starting to come up. And I've always wanted to buy a Palantir call, but I never had the opportunity. And now I'm looking at them. So that's basically what I'm looking at.
We got another call on the phone. We got another caller in. Let me take the caller. The caller's in. This guy, Michael just listened. Michael has more Bitcoin than anyone I know, by the way. We're going to have Michael on the show one of these days. He has more Bitcoin. He is listening. Ryan, what do you think about Tesla today, up over $700? What do you think? You're still hanging on?
I'm still hanging on. I think it was a good report on when was it, yesterday or this weekend?
Okay. And so are you going to sell some shares, Tix? I know you didn't want to sell shares yet. I know you didn't want to sell shares last week because you were, for taxes, and so you don't want to have a big tax thing. Are you going to sell some shares of Tesla this week, Ryan?
I think I'm going to, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Ryan, you guys don't know who Ryan is. Ryan is my very, very, very closest friend, and he owns a lot of Tesla. Well, a lot is relative because he's not a fund. He's not Kathy Wood. Ryan, you know who Kathy Wood is, right?
I do not.
You do not. The ARK investment lady who said it'll go to $6,000 for many, and you always.
Yes, I do.
Well, she's going to come on the show for an hour, Ryan. She committed to that over New Year's, so you'll want to listen to that. But Ryan, I don't have the date yet. That's what they're asking in the show. But you're live on our show. But Ryan, one of the reasons I told people the market is selling off today is because people didn't want the tax gains last year, so now they're having them this year. And so exactly, I sold some of my I sold some of my Slack stock. I sold a few others that I had big profits on, but I wanted to wait till this year. And Ryan is going to do the same thing. So don't be surprised with the market sell off right now a little bit because people are, selling their gains. Do you know what I mean?
It's good for a pullback.
It's good for a pullback.
Healthy.
Yeah, this guy has a lot of call options on Tesla here. All right, Ryan, do you own any Bitcoin?
I do not.
All right.
I do not own any Bitcoin.
All right. So any other stocks our users should know about that you like?
I like Exact Sciences.
EXAS. Ryan has been in Exact Sciences since $8. $8. And it's at 100 and something, right, Ryan?
It's around 130, I think.
And Ryan bought it at $8. Ryan used to be a scientist, and then he retired from the science thing. He worked on the research for the discovery of polio, but then he realized it was already out there, so then he retired.
I never used their product either.
You never did? What is their product for?
The Exact Sciences is Cologuard. You go to the bathroom at home. And the box that detects early, I think, colon cancers. They're one product. The company has one product.
Wow.
And that's it.
All right. I think okay. Ryan, thank you. I think is our guest here now, or no? Is that just? Oh, okay. I think it's 1:20. Yeah, I think he's in. All right, Ryan, thank you for calling into the show, the Power Hour. Ryan, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's at youtube.com/Benzinga. We love you, Ryan. Thank you for the support. Peace out.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you. All right, that was Ryan. Now we're back to the show. Is Jack Hurley live?
It
Come
shows
on,
that he's
Rohan.
logged in, but we don't have any video or audio from him yet.
All right, Rohan, why do you get paid the big bucks? Come on, Delabate. We need a nickname for Rohan, guys. All right, help me with a nickname for Rohan. We got Gary Delabate, Baba Booey. What's Rohan's nickname? I know. It's time for me to throw that phone. He says he's logged in. Jack is logged in. Just turn him on. Turn his screen on. Let's go. Let's see his pretty face. I don't have time to waste. They're tired of seeing my face, guys. Come on.
Unfortunately,
The
Jack
Power
is going to
Hour.
have to do that. So can't do that
What?
just yet. You're saying turn him on. We're going to have to wait for Jack to do that himself. Can't do that just yet.
Okay, Max P says, you know what would be good to discuss, Jason? How about the latest month of Raz picks? Some of them are floundering and others are doing spectacular gains. Okay, Max P, what is floundering in my picks? I take that personally. What is floundering of my picks right now? Tell me. Let's go. Max P, let's do it. I know you're not being a jerk. You're just asking, but I want to know what's floundering. So I want to focus on the failures, not the successes. I don't want flounders, though. Max P, do you want to come on live right now? Because I would love to hear this one. Or not here. I would love to see what's floundering. If Gan's a flounder, then I'm a flounder. I don't know. All right. Is Drew still here?
I am.
All right. I don't see your pretty face. There you go. Drew, you're a good-looking guy. Why do they want to, not show you?
I don't know. You're the first person to tell me that in a while, that, Jason.
Well,
but
you know what it is? You know what it is? You need to have more courage in life. I was in Miami, and I met this big tech entrepreneur guy, and he showed me he goes up to anyone and says anything, and it's freaking hilarious, and it works, and it's amazing, and I was just watching him in action. No, I'm serious. Like, Rohan, if Jack doesn't have video, we don't care. We just want to hear his beautiful voice. Honestly, I mean, like, that's it, Rohan. Okay, Rohan's new nickname is going to be. It's not going to be Baba Booey. It's going to be I don't know. I can't think of it, you guys. It's hard.
You could
right,
call Jack maybe on your phone. Hold him up.
Why don't I do that? That's a good idea. I'll call Jack. Hold on. I'll solve all this fucking tech stuff. Fuck this.
In the meantime, I know
You're
someone
gonna go?
asked about Genius. As soon as Jack comes up, they'll cut me off. Genius stock, down a little bit. It's kind of weeding and waiting, as they say. But could be a good time to buy. A lot of speculation in that stock, but no debt, a lot of cash. What's not to like? If you believe in it, you believe in it. I think it's a decent time to enter, right? We've seen it go up, down, and now it's kind of trailing. So whatever.
I wonder if Michael's still listening. Michael, you should look at Genius. Michael, you should do a cartoon with the TikTokers. Michael is very involved with the TikTokers. Michael's a busy dude. He sometimes has time for me, sometimes doesn't. Yeah, Scott, I just messaged Jack to get his number, and I'll call him. What's your cell? We got to get Jack on today. I wouldn't stay this late. I'm sorry, but we have to. CLSK is that in play. And if CLSK has more room to run, I want our users to get a chance to be in CLSK. That is the bottom line. And then I have another question. I could pause and go downstairs to the pool and do this from the pool, and I promise you guys would have a much better background than you have now. Maybe I shouldn't do that because people will think I'm weird talking into a computer, but I really should move there. Wearing chicken mushroom. Thanks for that. Max P's back. Okay, so Drew, they want you to do something with your background. They don't like your background.
All right. How do I change my background on this?
I don't know, but it's fine. Okay, I just messaged Jack for his phone number. I got Jack's number. All right, here we go. Jack's coming on in 7 seconds, in 8 seconds. I'm putting him in. I'm dialing the number. 3. Drew, sing a song while I'm dialing it. My phone battery's so low. It's going to hang up on it, too. I love it. Love all the tech problems. Love it. He gave me the wrong number.
Oh, no. He doesn't want you to call him.
Nope, it was dyslexia speaking.
That's me.
Guys, I think we have Jack.
No, I got him right
video.
here.
We got him on video.
No way.
Wait, where'd he go? He was just on.
Oh, no.
Jack, say something. I had your audio a moment ago.
Oh, Rohan! Jack?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Rohan had you on video and audio, though. He got all excited. He literally almost, I don't want to say it, but Rohan got very excited. So are you now not on that thing, and now we're just going to do it through my phone, or what are we doing here? Jack, are you doing through the thing, or are you there? Jack? All right, Jack doesn't like phones, doesn't like anything. So I don't know. I'm just going to hang out on the phone. I don't know what's going on, Jack. This is painful. RRR, I guess we could call it a day and say this is painful. This is, okay. RRR is swearing too much. We're going to have to remove him. Okay. All right. We'll try to do it another time. Jack is off the phone. All right. This is at least we try it every means.
Do we have Jack? We have Jack. Let me put him on.
Saving grace.
Jack, are you there?
Oh, I hear something.
Can you
We hear you.
Can you finally hear me?
We hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yeah! That's better than a trade. I can hear you, but you have a light on top of your head that makes you look like you're
I can't
God.
hear you now.
Or Jesus. You can't hear us
This
now.
is
the
kind of a
best.
sick joke.
This is unbelievable.
Let's see. Let's see if
Jack, can you hear us? All right. Jack, I tried calling your phone. I just want to hear about CLSK. I want to update on CLSK. For the love of God, what should I do with CLSK? Someone tell me. The love of God. That's all I want to know. All right. I'm calling the Secret Service. I can't take it anymore, guys.
I can't hear you now.
I have a situation here.
Yeah.
I need the left zone saved. I got a problem with Jack Hurley's audio. I think there's some UFOs that have interfered. I got a secret line here. Okay. I
So
don't know what I'm gonna do. So I need to call. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Right away. Yep. This guy RRR is not. He won't take it anymore. He's not going to be a viewer of the. He's not going to be a viewer of the show anymore. The Power Hour. I don't know what I'm going to do. If we don't have RRR as a viewer of the Power Hour, what do I do? All right. Can you get someone over there immediately? FBI, Secret Service, whatever it takes. CIA, National Intelligence Bureau, the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, whatever it takes. Get to Jack Hurley's house right now. Get Rohan there too. Let's solve this because we have listeners that are pissed at us and they can't take it anymore and they're not going to take it anymore. So we need this solved. And Rohan and Jack, they're not getting along. Rohan, I don't know. Rohan must not like Jack. Jack must not like Rohan. So I don't know what to do. I'm lost. So you guys please help out. Okay. Hey, sorry, I was on mute. I know I wasn't there, but I'm back. I just called some people to let them know about what was going on. And so, and that was it. So the Delta Force and everything. So I'm sorry that you guys didn't hear me, but I'm back now. What'd I miss?
You're still on mute.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact, that was the
Drew, don't
most
mess with me
used
like that.
phrase. Sorry. That was the most used phrase in the earnings call this year. Fun fact. You're on mute.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. I've disconnected
Can you hear
my
us?
headphones. I've moved away from everything that could possibly cause an interruption. And I would like to physically recommend that you either stimulate or update whoever worked on the technical issues in whatever way possible.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
That was
so
mean.
what's going on?
It seems like we have to have some.
Honest. It was.
I
honest.
appreciate honesty. It sounds like we have some career changes at Benzinga. Thank you. Now, Jack,
No worries.
I can't waste any more time on this. So I just want to listen. I want to hear everything you're going to say because, as I said earlier, but you didn't hear me, Jack. You were on the show and you gave us the stock, CLSK. I'm like, I don't even know what CLSK is, but you were so confident I bought it. And then during the show, I said, oh shit, I bought an extra $0. So I thought I was going to buy some shares of like a small amount, but I bought a huge amount. And I'm like, all right, after the show, I'm going to sell some. Jack, in all your confidence, on Twitter, _ Jack's Capital, JXCAPITAL, in all your confidence, said, Jason, if you sell shares of CLSK, I'll buy them. Well, I did.
Call me when you do it.
Some, but not all of them. I kept most of them. But the stock trade is up 55% right now. I mean, I sold some for 13%, but 55%. So what we want to know, it's a down 8% today. Is today a buying day? What's your long-term viewpoint? And then your friend who introduced me to you sent me this whole thing about Bitcoins and what they have. Or I don't know if it has anything to do with CLSK, but I want to listen so well that I am taking out. This is called a nose thing to expand your nose at night so you don't snore, I think. Like the football players use it during football. I'm going to put it on my ear. I want to expand my ear so I don't talk and you just give us your beautiful intelligence. So I'm going to expand my eardrums so I can hear you talk about CLSK. I'm good now. All right. Go ahead, Jack.
All right. So I want to first start with a benchmark and talk to people from a valuation standpoint. And so I'll tell you guys the same thing that I told a Discord group that I'm affiliated with, that to really sit down and look at the businesses that you own and to ask yourself what the total value of cash flow that business can command, and to really sit down and study the value of your businesses. And so what you're seeing across the board here today is relatively late selling for both tax purposes after the new year, and then also kind of a recalibration for some of those businesses. And so when you see like, things like QuantumScape, I know there was news and the offering and things that happened, but there's several, dozen equities today that are down significantly because of those factors, where somebody sat down and crunched the numbers and said, this company is worth more than they will earn in cash flow for the next, 5 to maybe 10 years. And so some of those names have really pulled back. And so it's good to see kind of a healthy correction in that regard. When you talk about CLSK or CleanSpark as an entity, I think their Bitcoin mining, as exciting as it may be and as great as a PR strategy that it was, and it's great exposure to a non-inflationary asset for them, and it's a phenomenal cash flow tool. And so I think all of those aspects of the acquisition are relatively positive and very healthy for the business. I wouldn't think much of short-term losses like today's 10% plus correction. I would be a long-term investor, and to remember that they are at this moment trading at multi-year, valuations in terms of revenue and income. And so it's not unheard of that they would see some kind of correction like this. In moments like this, I look for companies that are trading at 1 to 2 times revenue or earnings, and I'm actually using it as a purchasing opportunity in either long-term calls or even just equity at the daily or weekly level.
Got it. Okay. So, people were talking about why the market's down today, and I agree with you on the tax stuff. I shorted the SPY on the last trading day because I thought the market would sell off 2,000 points today at least. I'm surprised it's not down more, because I had a bunch of stocks I wanted to sell before the end of the year, but I already had as much gain as I possibly could, or not as good. So I waited till today to trim my stocks, and I thought it would be down 2,000 points today. And so I was trying to cover my hedge, and so it's down, but it's not down as much as I thought it'd be. But on your CleanSpark thing, is there anything to do with Bitcoin and CleanSpark? I just want to make sure, because I got this message from one of your.
They own a miner out in Atlanta that has multiple data processing units for ACICs. And they also, they're going to be mining a significant amount of Bitcoin over their time. And so I see it as an injection of cash flow. And so from my calculations, they're probably going to make like 75 to 100 million at today's prices of Bitcoin per year, just on the mining operation alone. And so from a microgrid and software-based perspective, I would look at that as that business is almost automatically getting that cash injection without having to do anything. And so it's really healthy to their balance sheet. It's good for a cash flow, but I wouldn't look at it from like a fundamental point of their business. It is not. Can you hear me? It's not the reason why CleanSpark is around. It's not going to be really a pillar of their business. It's a phenomenal vertical for them for the near term, and it's good for cash flow. But I would remind folks that they are in the business of transforming energy distribution. And although Bitcoin is a phenomenal test case for a very strained part of energy intensity, there's plenty of other areas for them to gain a lot of traction. And so, you have to remember, they projected themselves $100 million in a couple of years. And so when they're trading at $600 million, you have to be mindful of a valuation like that. Personally, I bought them when they were $20 million. And so I'm happy with the appreciation, obviously. But I'm certainly not, I like to pay cheap for businesses. I'm not going to pay $600 million for a business that's going to make $100 million in a couple of years. I'm going to go shopping for a company that has, for example, $300 million in backlog and is trading for $70 million on the open market. And so I have not sold any. What?
Who's that?
I'm happy that you asked. So there's a hydrogen modular facility manufacturer that's based out of Texas that has a very impressive board and is just turning positive in terms of cash flow and working capital, ENG in global. And I think I bought them back in 170, 185. And when I look at it from an engineering standpoint, they have a lot of great talent in terms of turning a concept into facility scale. And so when I see them pivoting their business from oil and gas engineering to hydrogen engineering, a lot of businesses or utilities, for example, or refining capacity is going to move to making hydrogen. And so if some business wants to create an outflow or a downstream product that's hydrogen, and they need to install a lot of engineering components or expertise to do so, ENG is going to have a very large inflow of contracts upcoming. And so if they're able to fulfill those contracts at decent margins, which I see on their books is excess of 60 to 70%, the $70 million valuation is still, I think, conservative. And so that's, in hydrogen, a lot of people bet on the horse. A lot of people are buying the cars, they're buying the planes, they're buying the actual vehicle that's going to move and work on hydrogen. I like to work on betting on the track and the infrastructure before I go bet on the horse. And so I'm going to make sure to buy up the track and buy a lot of the hydrogen infrastructure that people need. ENG is one facet of that. Another one is MOTNF, which is Clean Power Tech, I believe. And they're doing the fueling stations for the airports. And so when I see Breakthrough Energy Ventures having a hydrogen plane as one of their investments for the future, I'm not going to go buy the plane because it's going to be years before that comes into fruition. But I am going to buy the fueling station that has the contract for the airports. And so those are some of the most exciting things I've looked at in the last couple of weeks. And, I think they have a lot of room to run.
So on the hydrogen play, ENG, you like hydrogen as a play in general?
I love hydrogen in general. In terms of safety, it's a little bit of a concern. If things go wrong, it's very quick, very rapid, high, entropy. But when you think about the energy density of hydrogen, and if we can do that right today, 30 years ago, we didn't have AI and engineering and all these other things that are going to help make that feasible. But I think today's computing power and technology can make hydrogen very, very feasible. And so, it really just makes sense. If you think about a microgrid coupled with hydrogen, I think that is one of the most exciting concepts that we can even put into our brains today. And so personally, I'm waiting for CleanSpark to tell me that they're working with a hydrogen person, because that would be a great marriage.
Yeah, I don't know hydrogen well enough, but so how did you come about to this one? How did you even find it?
In Global came across my desk. I couldn't even tell you how. I think I was looking at PR related to hydrogen engineering, and I had a list of about 14 companies, and so they were probably in the first quartile of that. And when I saw their working capital switching positive, and I saw they finally pulled a profit, I called a couple other folks. I left a couple messages, read a couple of 10Qs, last year's 10K, and it was very convincing. I thought it was a good value proposition. I'm willing to buy them up until probably 160, 170 million. And then they have to prove to me they can fulfill the $300 million of contracts. If so, then I would say this business could make a lot of money in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yep, got it. I understand. So it's interesting. Hydrogen is a different play. Hydrogen was a big thing. Hydrogen fuel cell, hydrogen tanks, and there was the safety concerns. And I know from a retail perspective, the other one that's interesting is your airplane filler, MOTNF.
Yep.
So they manage the stations at airports.
They are looking to have the first hydrogen fueling station at an airport, for example. So both for cars and for planes.
Got it. Now, do you consider yourself an expert now on this battery cell, cobalt, lithium, all this stuff, clean energy, hydrogen? Do you, as much research as you put into this, these 10Ks you read, are you considered I'm not going to say expert like you're a scientist, but would you consider yourself, more like pretty knowledgeable on this stuff, right?
I would say all things energy, whether it's hydroelectric, whether it's solar, nuclear, hydrogen, fuel cells. I would fancy that I've read enough, in my personal opinion, to at least understand it from a business and a market perspective, to give very valuable insight. I really look at it from a market perspective and a business perspective. I'm not an engineer by training, but I certainly understand enough about physics and chemistry and science to also understand when somebody brings me a concept or a patent or some type of feasibility study that I can tell them whether they can, really make either money out of it or to improve people's lives, because those are kind of the two big check boxes when you talk about the market.
No, and I mean, what I like about you and why I wanted you on so bad and why we stayed on for an extra 20 minutes to have you on is because you go deep. No, but it's not even that. My point is I wanted you. I would have stayed till 2. Like, my point is you go deep on these companies. When I bought CLSK, I didn't buy it because some guy told me the stock. I don't usually do that. The stuff, the research that you had and the stuff that you were saying, the stuff you showed was very powerful for me. And so it was a no-brainer buy for me. And to be honest, I have some no-brainer buys probably once every 3 months. It takes like where it's a no-brainer where you go hard. Your CLSK became my next no-brainer because one of my things that I think I'm actually good at is listening to smart people. I'm not going to find all the smart picks. I'm not. But listen to smart people who do their due diligence. And go ahead.
Part of that, and I wholeheartedly agree with you, is I won't always be the smartest person in the room. And so I think, the brilliance is also to seek out people who make you better. And so I think there's a quid pro quo between a lot of us in the business community that we're good at identifying that and also recognizing that each one of us has a strength, each one of us has a talent, and we do a great job of collaboration. So I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. So then my quick question is, in the chat, there's different things, but someone asked about fuel cell, FCEL. Do you look at fuel cell at all?
I owned fuel cell a few years ago. I know a lot about their designs. I know exactly how their modules work. I've looked at their studies in Alberta and some other areas where they're capturing, excess of 90% of carbon from modules. And so from a holistic standpoint, I think they're one of the key and important major drivers when you talk about carbon capture from energy generation standpoint. And so when they were at 35, I think 40 cents, I tried getting as much as I could. I think I don't look at that account much, so they're probably excess of $10 at this point.
Yeah.
But at that time, I had said that they were worth about $500 to $700 million, and so when I bought at 40 cents, my personal valuation was around that number. It has now exceeded that number, and so I'm not purchasing at these levels. But I think that's the important perspective that people need when they talk about value investing. Is to have conviction in what you think is true, to do enough due diligence to put a true value on the enterprise that's rooted in fundamentals and money in bottom line financial power. And so Fuel Cell at the time was very dire straits in terms of financials. They were owing a lot of money. They were taking out senior notes. But they had this huge backlog of billions of dollars worth of contracts. And so what that told me was that the appetite for carbon capture was not getting smaller, but everyone kept shooting down this business. And so when you look at something like that, I see a similar picture for ENG, where I see a huge backlog of projects and engineering and implementation that people need and are asking for today that I think in the next 2 years, similar to Fuel Cell, will come to fruition. And so personally, I think Fuel Cell is adequately valued at this point. I think they're healthy at the values that they're at. Other people like Plug and Ballard Power, etc. To each his own. I just don't think they're a little expensive for my taste. So Fuel Cell, great company. I think they have good fundamentals. I'm not purchasing at $10, obviously, or whatever level they're at today. But I will maybe sell some shares from the under $1 point just to loosen up some cash for other positions.
Got it. Okay, that's interesting. So so you were in this. Are you also in you mentioned Plug Power, but what's your take on Plug Power? We're at 31.
Yeah, I missed Plug. I missed Ballard. I looked at them the same time I saw Fuel Cell. I saw multiple horses in the same race, and I picked one. And so nothing against Ballard, nothing against Plug. I went with Fuel Cell, and it worked out well for me. Could I've spread out the same amount of equity across all three positions? Yes, but typically I like to study multiple race horses and pick one and stick with it.
Okay. Now this one I don't know if you'll know the answer to. I don't think you will, but I think this guy's coming from like a gas perspective expert. But Max P says, do you think there'll be a technology that will ever replace diesel and gasoline in terms of energy density? Do you know what he's talking about?
That's a good question. Now, I would have to follow up with a question of if he means energy density or an energy output. And so density
Okay.
of energy from the breaking of hydrocarbons is one thing, but when you talk about like total life cycle output of fuels, it's very difficult cost wise to compete with diesel or gasoline. I think that the most probable solution to diesel and gas from that perspective would be coupled electricity with an efficient microgrid as well as hydrogen fueling. I think if you were to have fuel cells, batteries, and a very efficient grid, and I need to really stress that efficiency of the grid is really the key component there. If you can't efficiently transport or share electricity between certain amounts of space or distance, this equation breaks down. But it would be difficult. But I would imagine in 5 to 10 years, there could be something that replaces every car, bus, plane, pretty much anything but aerospace. Could potentially be either fuel cell or electric if we configure the grid the correct way.
Got it. Okay. No, I hear
Is that
you.
adequate answer?
Yeah, no, and people keep people keep talking about QS too. Do you know the Bill Gates one?
Yes. So I found QuantumScape maybe 9 months ago when I was looking up Elica for solid state batteries and glass batteries, and when I heard they were going public, I was very excited. So once I saw the SPAC, I bought that SPAC immediately. I think at 15 or 16 bucks. I did trim my stake when it hit 100. I thought that was a little bit much, but I still own a good portion of QuantumScape. I also looked at the other 31 companies that Breakthrough Energy Ventures are involved with. Lilac Solutions, Numat Technologies. I mean, there's a whole host of businesses there that I think when you get brilliant minds like Breakthrough Energy Venture, that includes Zuckerberg, Bezos, Bill Gates, etc. They put enough energy and effort behind something like that with good management and the technology and the computing power that we have today. I think that all those businesses are probably good to get into.
And I don't know, Jack. There's some people in here that aren't familiar with your like trading progress, like prowess, and like money you've made. I can personally say that Jack is probably one of the most successful traders, investors in the battery space, electric space. The amount of money he's made on CLSK, but overall his portfolio is very large. Jack works a full-time job. My belief, he doesn't need to. He's made a ton of money in the market. He knows his research. He's not just a guy we're bringing on that has made money in the last 2 months. No, this guy has done it for a few years, several years actually, and it's significant numbers. I don't want to say the numbers because I don't think that's appropriate. But like if Jack ever shared those numbers, I think you. What do you say?
I appreciate it.
Oh.
I do enjoy a nice low profile, the best that I can. But I would tell people that I've been at this for about 14 years, and I would venture to say that my reliability in terms of research and understanding a concept in a business from the beginning to the end is reputable and repeatable. And so I would never want to put a hard number on it. One day I will have to file things, obviously, and talk to people, and it will be out there for people to know. And so I'm happy for people to see that. I think it's good, but I want everyone to understand that anyone can do this, and that it just takes you the dedication to go look at a business and to dig down as deep as you can. And then when you find one that is doing well, that has good management, and that has a product that society demands by necessity, that the market is a free system that people can actually grow from. And so I appreciate your kind words, Jason, and I welcome anybody to chat about these things. The more day and the hours that I get to talk about the market, the happier I am as a person. And so I want everyone to know that I'm approachable and that I'm always, a phone call or a text message away.
And the reason I wanted to say it is because, like, people are listening to you. If they don't know who you are, they don't know how good you are. He's great. He's great. Trust me. You're speaking to one of the best. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more stock. I just want to look it up before I give it to you, just to make sure it's not too small. Hold on. I'm not familiar with this one. Have you heard of AMCI, Advent Technologies? I haven't.
No.
AMCI, yeah. See, I am not, I don't know what the heck they do. I figure that when someone asks, I figure it's just AMCI. Let's see what they do. Oh, it's one of these. It's a SPAC. All right. So Advent Technologies is what it is, but I don't know what they do. But there's so much stuff. It's a probably another laboratory battery play. It's hard to figure out which ones are in. But when Jack figures them out, like ENG, I put a buy order for ENG below what it's at today because I did not want to be executed during the show because I don't want me to be like trading ahead on people to see this stuff. So I put it in, and so it reminds me to do it, and I'll probably execute it tomorrow or the next day. I don't have as belief of ENG as much as I did on ClearSpark, just what you showed on ClearSpark or CleanSpark. I keep saying ClearSpark, but it's when Jack likes a stock. There's usually, you know how I get conviction on my Upworks, my stocks guys. Jack is the same way. He does his research. They want to ask you one last one. COUV.
Yep.
COUV. Do you know COUV?
No.
So
I'm
COUV,
not familiar with it.
I think COUV is like a penny stock that they're saying that can charge EVs in two things. I don't know if someone I looked it up. Look it up for a second, Jack. They're saying it can charge a Tesla in 2 minutes. I don't believe it. I guess we had someone on the show from there. It's called just look at a press release. I don't know. I don't believe this one, but it says Rodrigo wrote 38 cents, but it's the only publicly traded company with the technology to charge EVs in 2 minutes. I just don't believe it.
CLUV.
COUV.
Oh, yeah. So this has come up. In a lot of conversations with people. I will tell you that there is technology there, quantum and glass batteries, as well as some solid state batteries in the future will be able to charge an electric vehicle at full capacity within maybe 5 minutes. 2 minutes would be impressive. 5 minutes I would be happy with. But a lot of people, I would really want people to read up on glass batteries and quantum state batteries. And the reason being is because there's a barrier or a threshold of charge time and capacity that with certain materials, maybe things like graphite or solid state battery, can bring down those barriers significantly. And so if COUV has done that, I would be very impressed. I mean, this thing has run from, look at the year to date. Let's look at 6 months. I mean, it went from 1.5 to 38 cents. I mean, I would have to look up their patent personally. I would look up their patents. I would talk to their management. I would want to see a demo of the product, obviously. But if it has anything to do with a glass or a glass or a quantum battery, I'd say it's viable. It's probably years away from market. It's a little outside of my risk range at this price without knowing anything. But, if it's graphene, it could happen. I've seen, that's why I like graphene so much. So I'm buying graphene miners. I'm buying graphene commercialization companies. I think graphene is really going to see a very large uptick. And it is one of those materials that could offer.
What is that? How do I get into graphene? I never heard of it.
Oh, come on. So you want to get me started on a tangent?
No, so I don't mean to. I just want you to get me in it.
Yes. So graphene is a carbon-based nanomaterial.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Okay.
Right. Has small enough atomic size that it can actually have very quick energy transfer between molecules. And it lowers a lot of the barriers to traditional lithium-ion or batteries as we know them. And so if you were able to scale up and compact graphene battery into a pack, maybe use it at a solid state and not liquid state, and to scale that up similar to what a lithium-ion battery does today, that 2 minutes is probably stretching commercial realization for 5 years or so if they work on that. But that would be a massive breakthrough. I don't think that's wild to say can happen. But to buy a stock based on a speculative 2 minute charging time of an EV, to me, is a little bit, hyper speculative. So it's not where I live, but I will spend, let's say I'll spend the next 2 months reading up on COUV, and we could talk later and see if I find anything that's interesting.
Let's do that. Let's do that. And I did buy, I guess my ENG did execute. So I did buy some ENG guys and this graphing stuff. And then COUV, my thing with COUV is this. If it was really had all this stuff in 2 minutes EV charging, a bigger buyer would take them out tomorrow. You know what I mean? It would be bought. So
Yep.
I don't believe all the hype on it right now, to be honest. That's not how I just don't believe it. But listen, I could be wrong. I could be a hater for now and then eventually be wrong and say I should have bought it. So buy it. And by the way, the patents. Yep, the patents. Guys, look at the patents. Do your research. Come back tomorrow with the patents on what COUV owns, and then let's go from there and decide that, because he's right. That's the first place you should look for that. So, I got in some of your shares at ENG. Thank you for coming on. Sorry for all the audio issues. We're gonna
No worries.
explore new tech team, the whole thing. It's gonna be a whole reroute. We do appreciate it. Happy New Year. You're the man.
Always.
Thank you for Clean Spark. I'll send your checks in the mail for Clean Spark. So thank you, and we love you, Jeff. Okay.
Absolutely, man. I'm happy to be on. Good to see all you guys.
Thanks
Yeah,
for coming
thank
on.
you.
Thanks.
All
John.
right, Drew. We had a busy show. We had some tech issues. We have some funny clips. Maybe they should make a highlight reel of some of these clips. But it's 2:00, and I know the satellite connection will fall out at 2, so we got to hang up before then. Any parting words you want to leave the crew?
We will definitely be making some clips on the show. I think there's some great clips. Thank you for having me on. I learned a lot. Jack was a great guest, and I'm so excited to look into those companies he talked about. And I can't thank you enough, Jason. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Can't thank you enough, Drew. You're a hell of a guy, good friend, and I miss you. And guys, if you like the show, tweet about it. Let your friends know. Send them the YouTube link to the Benzinga channel. Let's go. Let's get Benzinga bloopers out there. We're starting a prank show next week. It's 1 hour a week. We already have 16 pranks filmed. They're hilarious. I can't stop watching them over and over. I know you guys want pranks in the show, so we started a new one. And we love you. Drew's the man. Drew's in college, guys. Drew is the man. I'm trying to help mentor him a little bit so he can be the most powerful guy in the world when he's 30 years old. But he doesn't really let me mentor him, but I'm trying to. It's these 20-year-olds think they're smarter than anyone in the world. I was once young, dumb, and full of fun. So that was my story. But we love you guys. Thank you. And we out of here. Peace. Cut it, Rohan, and get your intercom mic. Google what I told you about Baba Booey. You need that, Rohan. Okay?